Hello, my co-hosts. Hope you're doing well. I am your host, Tyrant Senpai, and welcome to another episode of Tyrant Senpai's Toy Reviews. Last time, we unboxed the Beast of the Mesozoic Kickstarter exclusive Walking with Dinosaurs T-Rex, and now we are back with another Beast of the Mesozoic review, and we got an even bigger T-Rex this time. Let's just cut out the middle man and bring it out. Here it is, the Beast of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaurus series 1/18 scale Tyrannosaurus Rex in a brand new packaging. First and foremost, this thing is dominated by a massive window here that takes up most of the packaging space in the front, where we can get a clear view of the T-Rex. We also have this beautiful box art here of the T-Rex roaring, like you can see, purple skies, and there's a second T-Rex back there in the background. Then we have the Beast of the Mesozoic logo here over there on the plastic with the word Tyrannosaurus along the side, 15 plus. Then we flip it over to the side. We have the T-Rex here looking at you a little bit. And then we have the Tyrannosaurus Rex, 1/18 scale. Then we flip the box over. We have this beautiful photograph of the T-Rex right here. Beast of the Mesozoic logo on top. All the Wave 1 Tyrannosaurs over here down below. The Creative Beast Studio logo, some general facts about the dinosaur, which we'll see in the card, and of course some general information about the figure. Then we flip it around. We have, again, the Beast of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaur series logo, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Then we flip it over to the top of the box. Here we have the Beast of the Mesozoic logo again. Adult collectors, ages 15 and up. We flip it around to the bottom. We have some, more general information, the creativebeaststudio.com, and all that jazz, and the barcode, so that way y'all can scan and see if it's in the area. This packaging is really cool because originally with Beast of the Mesozoic, it was like just a single cardboard box with a window like this, but it was, it had a sleeve. This time there is no sleeve. It is just this whole packaging right here, and I'm excited to bust this open. But this is going to be a bit different since this is a larger figure. We got a lot of things to cut and a lot of things to unscrew. So without further ado, let's break this bad boy out of the box. Now, bear with me while I go hair dry this. And here is the big guy himself, the beast of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaurus Rex, with all his joints loosened up. So, let's take a closer look at this thing. So as usual with your beast of the Mesozoic figures, you get an instruction on how to put the figure together, the legs and the tail. You also, talk about the floating neck piece. There's also a clip for the underside of the face for this figure. Do not force stiff joints. Apply low heat to allow movement, which I have already done. And on top of that, there's also this cool collector card that you get with your Beast of the Mesozoic T-Rex, which looks gorgeous. Love the art here. We can also see some Quetzalcoatlus in the background and some forests and the T-Rexes here, which look amazing with the Beast of the Mesozoic logo there at the bottom. And then we flip it over. We see the photo of the figure, the Beast of the Mesozoic logo in the upper right corner. Tyrannosaurus Rex, Tyrant Lizard King. Length up to 12.4 meters, 40.7 feet. Weight 7,000 kilograms, 15,000 pounds. Location Western North America. Time period Late Cretaceous. Discovered 1902 by Barnum Brown. The most famous dinosaur of all time, T-Rex was among the largest land predators to ever exist. Despite having the strongest bite force of any terrestrial animal, there's been plenty of debate about whether or not it was a hunter or a scavenger. Although I think it's pretty clear that it was probably both. So yeah, this is a pretty cool card. And then finally we have the big guy himself, the T-Rex. Oh my god, this thing is really heavy. Like, holy hell. So it looks like my Sculpt, unfortunately, can't close his mouth all the way, so his upper teeth are kind of exposed somewhat. But outside of that, it looks okay. And the detail in this Sculpt is absolutely insane. Look at that. So it's basically the same Sculpt as the 1/35th scale Walking with Dinosaurs T-Rex, but on a bigger scale. And now we can truly appreciate like how small the details are in this, because look at those scales on the fenestra over here, and over here behind the eye, and around the ear, and on the lower jaw, and all these bigger scales along the snout. That's insane looking. And to top it all off, like, it has like this very rough texture. It kind of feels like a lizard or a snake of some sort. And then the paintwork on this is absolutely incredible. Like, we got several different color applications. Most of this head is kind of like a reddish brown color with these sort of tan or off-white sort of stripes along the face. And we have that light gray, grayish brown sort of coloration here for the snout crests and the facial crests over here in front and above the eyes, which have this sort of dark wash over on them. And we look at the rest of the figure. We have this off-white looking jugal bone over here on the side, and then we see, the continuation of that tan underside here along the lips and on the lower jaw, followed by these reddish brown striping along the jaw. And we can also see, if we look closely, there's like a red sort of wash along in between the scales, which makes these things pop out even more. And we look at the throat, we have this wrinkly texture here. It kind of looks like something very suggestive, actually, but I'm not gonna say. And it just looks gorgeous. Look at that texture work, it's so incredible. And this is very heavy to hold up with one hand, I gotta say. Then we have the eye, which is like a very bright blue, very, very like sky blue. And then we open the mouth, and there it is. We have a bright pink mouth with some gloss painted in as well, with individually painted teeth with an off-white. We can see that the inside of the mouth has nasal holes over the top jaw, and we can also see that in the bottom jaw we have a articulated tongue back there, which is really cool. We can see, detail in the muscles here. It's just so insane that this is just the head we're looking at. Look at all the detail that's packed in this thing. This thing's incredible on so many levels. And then we have like the wrinkles around the eye, and oh god, I love this thing so much. And then of course we flip it to the neck. We have this nice wrinkled texture, which is very reminiscent of like monitor lizards or something, that goes along the neck with these tiny scales within the folds in the skin. And we have like this darkish brown patterning along the back of the body with this tan sort of streak going along the neck, again showing off that red wash. And then we have the dark reddish brown here along the neck, as well as the sort of beige throat going along here. And that looks amazing. Like, oh man. Then we move on to the body. Again, we're seeing that dark brown, almost black sort of back with like this reddish brown streak with beige spots, like going along the sides all the way to the hip. And then we come to the side of the animal and we have this huge starburst of patterns, like this bright red, which kind of gradually fades to an orange in near the center. And we have the continuation of those black stripes, kind of like a sunburst pattern along the flanks. And then we move on to the arms. Look at those arms, dude. That's insane. Look at those tiny little scales. We couldn't even see this detail on the other T-Rex that we unboxed earlier. We have muscle definition. We have so many numerous scales. And the claws on this are really sharp looking. Look at those talons on those fingers. And then we flip the figure over. We can see that nice beige color again with those tiny little scales along the belly and along the pubic area. And we can see like more of those scales pop with the red wash. And then we continue on to the mid-torso of the animal. We can see, you know, a continuation of that black patterning along the back with some scattered orangish red flakes. And then we move on to the legs, the huge legs. We have this some spots here of like reddish brown, and then it kind of, this black pattern transitions over to another starburst sort of pattern, and which ultimately leads to the leg turning back to its reddish brown color with like the beige along the calf and along the thigh. And the wash in this is incredible. Like there's even like this red wash here if you look closely in between the scales, which is incredible, like in the black patterning, which I didn't notice before. And then of course we have the nice scaly thighs with muscle tone and definition, and the ankles, which, look at that, they're so bulbous and round, like you'd actually expect from like a bird or a dinosaur for that matter. Then we look at the feet, the huge feet. Look at that. This thing's so heavy to hold. This really is a workout. So we have the scoots along the feet and the toes, and nicely painted claws, which are painted black and have a type of gloss on them. And the scoots are painted with like a dark brownish black color. It looks incredible. And the bottom of the feet are nicely detailed as well. They have the toe pads as usual with the hole in the middle, you know, for it to stand on your stand in case you want to, you know, prop it up there. We also have, you know, the cloaca over here. And then we flip it over. We see, you know, the tail, which is wrinkled at first and then kind of tapers off to a more smoother texture. And we can see, you know, the black patterning start to fade, you know, from this dapple look to like these stripes that goes all the way down to banding at the end of the tail. Then we see the continuation of that reddish brown going along the rest of the body. And then, of course, the same beige tan color along the underside of the tail. And it is phenomenal looking. This is by far the best looking T-Rex I think I have in my collection. Like this is next level stuff. I mean, apart from the wonky jaw, I mean, I think I might not be the only one with a wonky jaw, but like, as long as the mouth is open, it's not that noticeable. But when it's closed, it's kind of an issue. But outside of that, this looks incredible. Like, I can't fault this T-Rex. I can't. It's just so beautiful. I mean, look at this thing.
I can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
That's just awesome. So, now that we got this guy out of the box, let's go ahead and do some side comparisons. So for our first bit of comparison, here we have it alongside the beast of the Mesozoic 1/18 scale Velociraptor. Oh my god. Look how small it is. It's so small. It's a small boy. Oh my god. This thing is massive. Oh my. How did Jurassic Park get you so wrong? Oh, look at that. It's so tiny. It could fit in this guy's mouth. And here we have it alongside the Beast of the Mesozoic 1/35th scale Walking with Dinosaurs T-Rex. And it is, again, tiny, but this is 1/35th scale, this is 1/18th scale. And here we have it alongside fellow Hell Creek animal, the Beast of the Mesozoic Triceratops. And look at the two of them together. Oh, they're perfect. They're so perfect. Look at that. Oh, this Triceratops is absolutely massive though. Look at this thing. Oh, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with these guys when I'm doing the thumbnail. And for one more comparison, here we have it alongside the Hammond Collection T-Rex, which is about a similar size. I just have it posed, but I think this is obviously bigger than that. Like, if I were to straighten this out, there would be a very clear size difference between the two. But anyway, now that we got size comparisons out of the way, let's take a look at articulation and accessories. Oh boy, this thing has quite a range of articulation, doesn't it? As we saw earlier, it can open and close the mouth. There's a nice fluid movement too. I actually didn't have to use the hair dryer all that much to get the articulation moving. Most of it was already pretty loose. Then of course we have the tongue, which can move up and down, nice and easy. And I can actually fit my finger in here this time. And then we have head articulation. This thing can go left, right, up, and down, and it can swivel around. Well, actually, no, I'm pretty sure that's most of the neck. We move on to the neck. This thing can go up, it can go down, it can go left, and it can go right. And of course, it can swivel around as well, so you can point it at a different angle and all that. Then, of course, you have limb articulation, starting with the arms. The arms can go out and in. They can also go back and forth. You can also move the elbow out and in, just like that, about that far out, about this far in. And unlike the 1/35th scale T-Rex, this has wrist articulation as well. So you can move the wrist about that far in and that far out, it looks like. I don't want to put too much pressure on that. Then of course we have the midsection, where we can turn it left, right, up, and down. This is actually another joint this is actually one joint that might be a bit too stiff. Then we have legs are right here. The knee's pretty loose, so you can go back that far, out that far. And then we have the thigh itself, which can move this far back and this far forward. Oh my god, this thing is so stiff. I mean, it's not even that it's stiff, it's just that it's heavy. Oh wow, look at that. Look how far that leg can go. Oh wow. Oh my darling, you are working it today. And then of course, we'll wrap it up with tail articulation here. The tail is on a ball joint, so it can go left, right, up, down, whichever you choose. Then we have, the tail segments, which are also on ball joints. And then the final tail segment, also on a ball joint, but also has a wire in it, so you can bend it every which way. Like last time, this figure comes with one set of additional legs, which have articulation, which has a joint up here. Then we have, a joint here at the ankle. And we also have a ball joint here for the feet. And just like last time, you can change out the feet. We have the curled toes for when you want to show your T-Rex, about to take its foot off the ground. And we also have the flat feet to show, the T-Rex about to lift off the ground. And assembly is easy. You just pluck off one of the toes and put the new ones in. So now we have to take a look at the base this comes with. As you can see, this base is massive in comparison to what we had before. And it also has different colorings. We have this nice beige tan sort of coloration here for the rocks with this brown wash. We got some brown vines along the sides, and the vegetation has a mixture of different shades of green. We got light green, dark green, almost verging to black. And of course we have the two metal pegs here, and we flip it over. There is a little clip here that we can take off so we can split the base in two. I mean, for, you know, those dynamic poses you really want. So with that said, let's go ahead and pose the T-Rex. I'm gonna be totally real with you guys. I don't think I've ever sweated this much during an unboxing video until now. Like, holy hell. That was like a proper workout. Like, you guys wanna go to the gym? Screw that. Just fiddle around with one of these things. Like, holy. It was actually kind of difficult to move around. Like, oh my God. That was nuts. But here we go with the T-Rex pose. I did find it quite hard for it to pose, you know, without the two static feet. I don't know why. I guess I just don't know how to pose figures with only 1 foot off the ground. So yeah, there we go. So it's not a perfect figure, but out of all the Tyrannosaurs that we've reviewed so far, this is by far the most perfect of them all. Scientifically accurate, posable, with incredible paint detail all over. It looks fantastic. Look at this thing. It looks incredible. And now that I finally have it, it's just, it's so surreal, right? Because we got our first teases of the T-Rex almost 3 years ago. And now here it is standing right in front of me. Oh man, this is gorgeous. I love you so much. Where have you been all my life? And also, it's massive. I mean, look at this. This thing is more like a statue than a figure. Look at that. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. So yeah, that's really gonna have to do it for this review. And with the price of this much right here, I'd say this is totally worth it. I mean, it's gonna kill your wallet, but this is so worth it. I don't know why you wouldn't want to get one of these figures. It's just so beautiful. So yeah, that's gonna have to do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. Look out for more Beasts of the Mesozoic news videos on the way. If you haven't watched the Walking with Dinosaurs T-Rex review, I'll put the card up here about now. And I sincerely hope you enjoyed today's video, because this is by far the best T-Rex I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't think I can ever go back now to just basic T-Rexes. I think this is the standard I hold them up to now. Like, this is just beautiful. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be coming next. So with that in mind, this is where I'm going to have to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe today, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything new. Link to the Discord and my Twitch in the description down below. And until next time, this is Tyrannosaurus signing off. Alrighty then, take care now. Bye-bye then.